Hi there everybody, I'm Andy.
I'm Phil.
And we're here with a bit of breaking news video this afternoon. AEW star and current tag team champion Cash Wheeler, real name Daniel Wheeler, has been arrested in Orange County, Florida and charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. This is just coming to light right this second, but as covered here by ProWrestling.net's Jason Powell, Wheeler was released from jail on Friday after posting a $2,500 bond. AEW issued a statement to ProWrestling.net stating AEW has been made aware of the charge and we are closely monitoring the situation. He is fully cooperating with local authorities. Alright, a little bit of an interruption here to the video, and some new information has come out while we've been in the process of just, well, processing the situation ourselves. Really, coming from the relevant police documents here, noting the incident actually took place on the 27th of July, according to these things that have come out. Cash has entered a not guilty plea, and he has cooperated with the authorities in this situation as well. Yeah, just, you know, another thing to consider in this whole deal as we all kind of try and make sense of the situation. You won't find any like ridiculous speculation on what happened here. We're just going to talk about it within a wrestling context, and we'll get to that. Yeah, I can fill you in just a little bit on the charge here. This is how I've looked this up because I'm not a Floridian law expert. Per criminalattorneytampa.net. A conviction for aggravated assault with a firearm is punished as a third-degree felony. This means that the defendant may be incarcerated for up to 5 years and be ordered to pay a fine of up to $5,000 if found guilty, of course. So, yeah, it's a pretty shocking situation, obviously, to come through. And I'm sure there will be further details that come to light on this once certain things that are public record come out and so forth and so forth. But yeah, a real shocking and disappointing thing to hear this afternoon. What are your kind of initial thoughts and perspectives on this?
So first up, we should make it clear that we don't know any of the circumstances surrounding this. What led to it, what happened, we have absolutely no idea. And we assume that those details will come to light at some point, and when they do, we will obviously keep you informed. But with that, obviously this thing is a thing that has happened. He's been released on bond, but going forwards, I guess this is going to have a major knock-on with AEW. Taking this back to wrestling, outside of the things that we don't understand that well in terms of Florida law, and just in terms of wild speculation about what actually happened. We can't say anything because we have no idea. So taking it back to wrestling specifically, surely means that he won't be able to leave the state because he will be out on bond. Which means he won't be able to do any AEW bookings, obviously, and that he will also be out of All In, assumedly, unless something gets cleared up very, very, very quickly, and it all turns out that it's all been a big misunderstanding. Surely he's out of All In, and that means one of the biggest marquee matches, probably, I would say, the FTR versus the Young Bucks match, is out of the window.
You'd assume so, wouldn't you? And yeah, again, to reiterate, just so nobody takes like anything the wrong way, obviously the most important aspect of all of this is the human story.
Yes.
And the situation that has unfolded here, whatever the circumstances of it may be, and the legality, that takes precedent over all of this.
But this is just silly wrestling world.
Of course.
That is real life stuff.
Exactly. I think but you know, we're a pro wrestling channel, so to analyze it a little bit from a pro wrestling context, it's obviously a very, very difficult thing for AEW to process at the best of times, but particularly when the guy is in this position as a champion in the company and stuff, it presents them a lot of issues in the fake kayfabe, completely unimportant world of this entertainment product compared to the real life situation that's happened. And with that being, I mean, probably on paper the best match on the All In lineup. I don't think
that and MJF, Adam Cole, both up there.
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly one of the bigger selling points. It was one of the few matches on the card that, you know, people have talked about the booking and it coming together last minute and stuff. Well, it was one of the matches on the card that didn't matter so much because they have history, the two teams. They've been going back years. Even before AEW existed, people wanted those teams to face. They've done it twice. They're settling the score. They're finding out who the best tag team. Like it was a really easy one to put together.
Yeah.
So
the
it was
bridge match, the rubber match, the 1 versus 1 at the minute. There was a lot going into this.
Yeah, exactly. And it was one of those ones that you couldn't. I mean, you could reasonably criticize it if you don't like those teams, but from a booking standpoint, very difficult to do so. You wonder about the knock-on effect beyond that as well. Yeah, it's just a really tricky situation all around. The AEW statement is short and succinct. I mean, they can't say more than that at this juncture, at this stage. Yeah, just a really shocking bit of news to emerge on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why we jumped in here quite quickly to get it out to you. But yeah, so big match, most likely off the cards for All In. What would you do there to replace this match? Do you still do the Young Bucks? Do you take the titles away from them? Or is that way too early to do something like that? Do you find Dax a tag team partner? But there's so many questions around this. What you do now, especially so close to a very, very big event. Yeah,
100%. And there's no substitute for, like, in terms of, again, the silly wrestling world. There's no real substitute for a match like this that you can put the Young Bucks in, that you can put Dax in, unless you were to completely cut your card to pieces. And you decided, oh no, we're not going to do this Kenny Omega Trios match. We're going to do the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers for sport. Because they're friends now in storyline.
Yeah. Or make it some kind of 5-on-5 where the Young Bucks join forces with Kenny. And then we add 2 more people into the Don Callis kind of team.
Yeah, it's Aussie Open competing twice on the night. that's just what a real booking
Chucking
headache.
the Butcher and the Blade for some reason.
Oh, why not, man? I'd love to see my boys. I'd love to see my faves in the arena, getting the big pops, all that stuff. Who could you possibly find someone you could slot in with Dax if Cash can't make it to the show?
You'd have to. At least, if it's not for the titles, then you need to find someone with a grudge against the Young Bucks. Maybe a guy called Phil.
You?
Yeah, me. I'll do it. But I mean, CM Punk. But you've obviously got the Samoa Joe match. You're going to want CM Punk to have the big singles match on the card.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you can't do it really for the titles, and therefore it's not the grudge match, the rubber match that it was going to be. There's a knock on here that's going to be felt quite a long way down this card, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, if you're taking one piece, it's coming out of somewhere else, and then you got to fill that hole and that hole and that hole. But yeah, I mean, we'll just I guess wrap this one up by just reiterating the details. Cash Wheeler, AEW star, tag team champion, arrested. Released on a $2,500 bond in Orange County, Florida. Today, he was released. The charge is aggravated assault with a firearm. It comes with a sentence of, I want to get this detail right, and I've got no memory, it's a 3rd-degree felony that comes with incarceration of up to 5 years if found guilty, and a fine of up to $5,000. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that. Catch you later.